Good morning. Yeah, it's still morning here. I've had to work a little bit on my rudder pedals, my rinky-dink rudder pedals. Somehow got a little messed up, but here we are at Watsonville on runway 20. About to head over here. Look at the chart on the right. We're heading straight across the bay to an intersection called Z-bed, and then we make a procedure turn, maybe called a teardrop. I don't know. That looks like a normal racetrack there. That's what you still call it. And we'll be off and running here. My brakes are off, I believe. We come up on the power. It's easier to see how we're going. We won't worry about the instruments as long as we can see visually. We'll look outside here. And the rudder pedals are now working normally. And the airplane will start to rotate. And we'll bring the gear up. And we'll bring the flaps up. And we'll turn on the autopilot. And we'll be going into the clouds here momentarily. We'll turn off the lights. There we go. So we're off and running. Let's get inside. Watch us go into the clouds. So we're set to climb to 2,000 feet at 2,000 feet a minute. Yeah, I got a little residue. My immunotherapy. I have a few little side effects which I'm learning to live with. So I need to talk less. Well, that's good. People will enjoy that. Yeah, we see we're over torquing. There we go. We can come over here and turn the bird diverter. So it won't fly into our engine and kill the engine. That'll give us a little more speed. Once we get to 2,000 feet, we're at 2,000. So we'll be zipping across the bay here. And hopefully we'll get on approach. And this usually indicates you can't see here. There's probably a way to change this, but this is kind of fun. And I can click on these for. See, that's Marina Airport. We used to call it Fort Ord. That's where the ORD comes from, Ord. So they didn't change that designation. Now we're up, and if we go outside, you see we're in it, and we're 240 knots, which is over 250 miles an hour. And you can see how instruments, you can't see your hand in front of your face. Well, you can probably see your hand in front of your face. But no contact with the ground, no horizon. So we'll go back inside where we have a better perspective. Yeah, we can kind of keep it like that. We'll go in a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on it that way. And we can see here we are 11 nautical miles. Distance is 11.1, 11 nautical miles to the Z-bed. Yeah, Z-bed intersection where we'll make a right 270. Whether it'll be teardrop or racetrack pattern, I don't know what it is. Here, we're coming up on it now. You can see it on the radar. Let's see what we're forgetting here. All of that looks good. We're holding the 2,000 feet. And everything's fine. But you can see how the weather is solid. We can move this over so we have a little better perspective of the instruments, of our beautiful Garmin screens. Yeah, it looks like a teardrop pattern. That's what we called them 100 years ago. Actually, it was in the 1960s. This TBM is probably a 5 million, excuse me, 5,000. That's what they cost back when I flew, 5 million. And it's got this beautiful Garmin avionics. And again, we'll look outside, just show, we see it's brighter over there toward the sun. So we're in a normal flight plan. These wouldn't be in there, but I can alter the program. So when I'm flying around, we can get close on these and find out what they are. They aren't coming up right now, so maybe they're not activated. But it's fun to look in at the panel. So we'll go back here. We gotta click this over one. There we go. Might have to click it up one. Well, right now we don't have to because we're just intercepting. We'll see it start turning to the right. Here we're just starting to roll into the bank to do a right 270 degree turn, and then when we get finished the teardrop, we'll be coming back in on a 098 course, which is just short of 100, and 100 is the magnetic heading in degrees of the runway. Easterly, 10 degrees off due east. And again, we'll look at 098. Now we can turn on the approach, and we'll start looking here for the glide slope as we come back inbound. If we don't have it properly programmed, this won't light up. This won't turn on for us. We can look again at the total picture on this chart. Right here. So we zip around, and of course the magenta color is active. We're actively on that. When we come past here, this will turn pink as we go on control. We'll intercept the glide slope right about here, and that's when we start going down from our 2,000 foot altitude that we're at right now. And our altitude will descend down. Here's what is the racetrack I was talking about. That's called a holding pattern. You go around that. If something was on the runway and they say hold southwest of Z-bed intersection, and it's probably say a right turning. I forget what they call it. Anyway, we don't need this on. We've got it on our screen. It's nice to see the shoreline. And as we come back in and get the Z-bed, we'll start slowing down. So I'll come back on the power. Otherwise, for the last since we left Watsonville and leveled off at 2,000 feet, and I set the power, so it was torquing I think we were over torquing. We were getting a little ejection. This was flashing, so I had to decrease the power. We'll put back on the bird diverter. Probably under 2,000 feet would leave the bird diverter on. Okay, we're coming back inbound. That when we cross the Z-bed intersection, this will turn the magenta color. We can look here closer, and so you can see the diamond come down, which is the glide slope, and until we lock on the glide slope, it will be white and it'll turn magenta when it locks on and starts down. It's giving me a warning that we're within a minute of intersecting, I guess. So fancy. It says 3 miles here, and we're not going to hold on Minnock. We're going to be making an approach. We can come back on the power, start slowing down. Because we'll shoot the final approach at, let's pop this up one, so we can see the runway lights, the approach lights when we get down there. And you see the diamond is up now, and there it intersected the glide slope, so we've grabbed that. And we'll put our gear down and a notch of flap. And we'll get slowed down to about 85 knots. More flap, full flap.
Landing gear.
So let's see if we got the gear down. Yeah, gear's down. And let's put it back on approach. No, we don't see the runway yet, so we're not going to fly it by looking down at the ground moving past. We can see straight down, but we can't see the runway lights at this point. We're getting just slightly slow, so we'll bring the power up. And we'll look out for the runway. Still locked on the glide slope. You can see the little pink or magenta glide slope locked right on there. Descending at 450 feet a minute. Still don't see. That's probably the Coast Guard is right down there. We're right over coming right up over the bay right now. Not quite to the Coast Guard pier. Still don't see the runway lights. So we don't want to be. We want to be keeping our eye inside. Let the co-pilot look outside. Excuse me. Here we go. Got a little light there of the runway. A little fast, 92. Come back on the power a little. Get it down to about 85, 80, 85. We're right on the glide slope. There's 2 white lights, 2 red lights. That's the visual approach slope indicator, is what they called it when I was flying real airplanes. And now we've broken out. We're clear of the clouds. And that tells you if you're flying visually that you're on the glide slope. Now we're getting up. I'm not keeping an eye on the speed, so we're a little slow right now. We'll look at outside. Yeah, it looks about normal. Looks about normal. That's you're flying. That's what it looks like to the pilot. 85. Yeah, we'll just show you the landing here. it'll go off the autopilot and start drifting left. There it goes right there. So we'll take the power back and flare out. Turn the autopilot off. Yeah, still a little hot. There we go. Flaps up. I'm a little out of practice dealing with my medical situation, which seems to be working quite well. And we'll hit this to get right behind. We'll see where we're going. There's the terminal building. And looks like there's some people down here a little bit, so we'll just pull into where they're standing. Oh yeah, he's right there. There we go. And they have a restaurant up here. Forget the name of that now. And I don't know whether sometimes the bus goes by. So we got the engine off and they're ready to see what we're here for. We're here for fun and games. Thanks for riding along. And that's your instrument flight on actual instruments from Watsonville to Monterey with a actual instrument approach into Monterey. And there you go. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. See you soon. Bye.